If you've been wondering what kind of a place you can live in for $2,700 a month in Los Angeles, you're looking at it. I wish I could say that I'm kidding, but I'm not. The tents, excuse me, that is, the homes, are behind the fence here. I couldn't go in, but you can see the tents inside through the fence in some of the footage that I cut in. And I'm also going to drive around the neighborhood some to show you as much as I can. You can see how great the neighborhood this new housing community in East Hollywood is. It's worth every penny of $2,700 a month, right? There are also a number of tents on the sidewalk surrounding the new tent city. And what can I say? This is such a great place to live for the buck. They have people pitching tents around the perimeter waiting to get in. Bottom line is, Angelenos are shelling out close to $2,700 a month for the homeless to live in tents in this parking lot, as opposed to pitching their tent in a park or on a sidewalk. And despite the high costs, residents of the new city-funded homeless encampment have to bring their own tents. Use of the parking lot was donated to the city. What the money buys is a space within the fenced-in parking lot with white lines painted to mark where your tent can be. And to be fair, there's a row of porta potties, some hand washing stations, a fence, and some security guards. I also hear there's a place where they can shower. It might also help to reduce some of the homeless encampment fires, such as the one that threatened a neighboring apartment building a couple of blocks away just a few months ago. But honestly, only in Los Angeles can it cost more to pitch a tent in a parking lot than to rent a one-bedroom apartment. Think about that. While this could be seen as a step in the right direction, it's also frightening to see just how bad things have become and how short-sighted. LA has no shortage of old hotels and buildings that could be economically converted to affordable housing for the homeless, if all bureaucratic red tape was eliminated. And as a note, it's that same jungle of red tape created by overregulation that has made housing in Los Angeles so expensive that few can afford it anymore. On the flip side, this does help get a few of the homeless off the sidewalks and out of the parks so that others can enjoy them. They're able to sleep at night without worrying about who or what might slither into their tent. But the plus side of the slate ends right there. Do the math. There are over 66,000 homeless people living on the streets of Los Angeles. To house all of LA's homeless in similar tent cities would cost Angelenos over $178 million per month. The tent cities are said to be a transition to more permanent housing, but the picture doesn't look any brighter on that front either. Audits by the city comptroller, Ron Galperin, revealed that an effort to build 10,000 new subsidized apartments for the homeless has been painfully slow and expensive. Projects are taking up to 6 years to complete, at a cost reaching up to $700,000 per unit. Only the government can figure out how to make crappy Section 8 housing cost more than a luxury condo. When you look at the sheer scale of the problem, the number of tents along Main Street in downtown LA, on Skid Row, in MacArthur Park, and anywhere else in the city, you can see that Angelenos simply can't afford to fund enough tent cities to make even a dent in the problem. The tent city is run by Urban Alchemy, a San Francisco nonprofit that runs 3 similar campgrounds in San Francisco. From what I've heard, one of the San Francisco camps is costing taxpayers there $5,000 per month per tent. This isn't a hit on Urban Alchemy. I believe they're doing the best they can to provide a service. However, at best, this is not even up to being a good band-aid for the problem. Californians already pay about the highest taxes in the nation while being saddled with the highest cost of living. They can't take on a higher tax burden to fund more ineffective projects like this without pushing even more people out onto the street. We have to change our direction. Instead of solving the problem with insanely expensive solutions that have failed to even slow the growth of the homelessness, we need to address the root causes of the problem and eliminate them. That's a tough thing to ask of a politician, but we need to start demanding they get results, not spend money and give us excuses.